Good game for us, and I'll tell you why. These are always the most nerve-wracking games that you play. You're in finals, and our guys are, being pulled 20 different ways. And, obviously, for me, it's important that our guys finish up strong academically. And so academics takes all, they're first in everything. And so we've kind of had to work around academics. We've practiced in the morning time. We've had guys that had exams and all that other stuff. And so it's good. I thought we ramped it up when we needed to. I thought DJ Horn was a big part of that spark, making some shots. Got really hot and did some good things. When you look at it, I was happy with DJ Burns with the 14 points, 12 rebounds now. Craig told me this is a career high for him. I was like, after 5 years, 12 is his only career high, which is good. But I'm proud of him for that, a double-double, and then he had 5 blocks. And I thought Dennis Parker Jr. really responded, with 14 points and 10 rebounds. So a good win for us, good team. They'll have a great chance to win their league. I think they're in the OVC, if I'm not mistaken, and they've done a good job early in the game. Man, Cruz, I think he was trying out for the Lakers the way he was shooting the ball. He did a great job, and we were there on most of those guys. Most of those shots, he just made them. So, questions?
How frustrating have these slow starts been for the team against non-conference opponents so far?
Well, I don't know that it's frustrating. I think right now we're going into every game, Corey, with a defensive mindset. And I'm not so sure I'm ready to switch them to an offensive mindset because we're defending, you look at these guys, no matter who they played, they at least scored 85 points a game. And I thought we did a good job holding the 67, but we'll get going. We got to come out. And a lot of times it may be as simple as I may have to run some other stuff to get us going, try to get DJ Burns going early a lot, and maybe our guards are sacrificed for that. And that's just a guess.
Is there anything going on with Mo tonight?
Mo was a little banged up, and I wanted to, if we didn't need him, I wasn't going to play him. And so I wanted to kind of, he went through practice yesterday. We went through shoot around this morning. If I could give him today and we're going to be off tomorrow, I thought it would help him. Going into the game, if we needed him to play, I was going to play him. And he was able to play, but I just wanted to obviously give him another day of rest.
Kevin, is this the most depth that you had in your years here? And if so, how challenging is it to get your lineup the way you want like this?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the most depth, but it's the most depth that we've had late in December. We started off with a lot of depth on a couple of our teams, and through some little injuries and stuff like that, we didn't. But I do like the fact that we can play a lot of guys, and guys are trying to figure it out. Like MJ is trying to figure out. I'm trying to play him in 2 positions. He's trying to figure out where to go. He started off hot, and then he kind of fizzled out a little bit. He's going to be really good, but right now he's just running around. He has no clue what he's doing, which is a good thing at times. But as he gets comfortable and more practice time, he's going to be really good for us.
Kevin, DJ Horn was saying he's been a little disappointed with his three-point shooting this year, but tonight obviously he had a pretty good shooting game. Just seems like a pretty reliable kind of guy for you both.
Yeah, I hope
all
Chip,
over the court.
Yeah, Chip, I hope he's still disappointed. Because if that's the way he responded, he was good tonight. And he has shot the ball better in practice than he has in the game. And I think part of his process is, I love him to death, but he's starting to learn how to play defense. And we play, early in the season, he was one of those guys that was a little resistant to really get after it. And so I think when the game started, it kind of affected him on the offensive end. I think he's getting into more game shape to be able to play that way.
The non-conference schedule, do you think it's prepared you for what's coming up the ACC? I know you have a few more non-conference games, but do you feel that it will prepare you for the ACC season?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think, we had that, you think about that, just that 4-game stretch. I mean, that's what you get in the ACC. None of those were at home. We played the Vegas trip, and that was tough, when the travel was tough. And then you get back, you're on West Coast time, you get back, you have to travel to Ole Miss, and then you're on, I think they're on Central Time maybe, and you got to drive for an hour, then you get back, then you got to go to Boston College. So I don't know that, I pray when I go back to look at the schedule that we don't have that type of stretch that we'll play, but that's 4 high major teams on the road away from home that, certainly can prepare you for it. And one of them was a great win, obviously. I take the 2 if we were 2-2, but, getting the chance to go to Boston College, who I think is a really good basketball team, especially at home, I think that's a really good win for us.
I don't know about Parker's impact in this game, but for him getting a double-double in this one, his first career double-double in his 9th game, but how much impact can he have not only from a scoring standpoint, but getting boards and helping the team that area as well?
Yeah, Corey, he has to continue to play with energy. And it's funny, he and I can't remember if it was yesterday or right after shoot-around, we had a little talk, and, freshmen go up and down, and they define their game, whether their shots going in, and I said, you got to get back to flying around and just playing hard. And I thought he responded. He had been probably in our first 4 or 5 games, he led us in deflections and did a great thing. And then the last game, he played 22 minutes and had 2 deflections. I was like, you got to play better than that. And I thought he really responded. And he's going to be good. But right now, in order as a freshman to make an impact, you got to just play so hard. I thought he got back to doing that.
Has he been doing that in practice a little bit to kind of see that, finally transition back to the game?
Yeah, he has. And, I think for about a week, he kind of hit the wall just a little bit. Now, I would too. I'm a freshman. It's my first exams. Coaches are really demanding. Everybody wants a piece of your strength coach. And so you're going to get some of that. But I thought he responded in a great way today.
I know ESPN decides playing at Ole Miss and you have a league game with BC, but would you like to see a tweak to the net where you could have more home and homes and not get dinged? That way there's less neutral court games or less emphasis on going to San Antonio in middle of December?
Are you asking me about the net? Is that what you're trying to ask?
I mean, that's the only reason you're playing in San Antonio, right?
Yeah, we're playing because we wanted to, get a really good neutral court game, and they sponsored it. Hall of Fame's doing a good game. I don't know. It's tough. I think most of the great games in college basketball, probably 90% of them, are in neutral court sites. And maybe if there's an opportunity to change the way things are rated, there could be more home and homes. Maybe, I don't know that. But when you look around basketball, the MTEs and the neutral court classics are really the best games that you get. Now, not that you don't get some one-offs, but you do. But most of the games that you look around now are kind of great neutral court games.
Kevin, with Christmas just around the corner, how do you handle that? Can it be hard for guys to focus a little bit, and so maybe how do you help them? And what's kind of your philosophy on the guys with Christmas coming up with basketball?
Yeah, it's not even just Christmas. It's so much pulling at these guys every day. There's so many things that they got to do and so many obligations, and a lot of them are really good. But we just have to stay focused. And honestly, the only thing we talk about is the next opponent. And we try to lock in and focus on who we play next, and try not to. Now, not that they don't look ahead. We try not to allow them to look ahead. Like, here's what your job is. Here's what you got to do. Here's what your next opponent looks like.
With a bunch of new faces and only being 9 games into the year, where do you see the on-court team chemistry at right now?
Well, I think we're getting better, and it looks like we're playing better together. For the last 3 games, I thought our offensive transition has been really good, and that's because we're sharing the ball, we're kicking the ball ahead. I think defensively, we're starting to click a little bit more. We don't have as many breakdowns as we had early in the season, and all of that's a process. Now we're playing 7 new dudes, and so what happens is every practice, every game, every minute, like the guys that played the game, the last 3 minutes of the game, we talked about, hey man, these are opportunities to grow together. These are not just, we're not just playing minutes where you just getting in and we want to see what you can do. We're trying to figure out how to develop as much chemistry. Our bench is becoming better. I think we had 33 points last game that we played, and 16 tonight. And so we're getting better from the bench. If we're truly going to say we got 9 or 10 guys, then all those guys have to develop and be able to play together.
How have you seen LJ kind of carve out a role on the bench? Talk about that. He had 10 points last game, 5 points today.
Yeah, he's starting to get a groove. And the one thing that can always help you is sitting on that bench will make you get a little bit motivated. And I think I think LJ is starting to get motivated. You know, if you look at our team, and tonight, you know, we didn't have anybody that played over 31 minutes. And that wasn't the way last year. We needed Taquavion Smith and Jaquel Joyner to both play 35-plus minutes to have a chance to be able to play. Casey didn't have a great game tonight, so other guys played well, which was really good for us because somebody else, you know, because we have a little bit more depth, other guys can step in and be able to play.
One more thing about DJ Horn, just, he said coming out of high school, obviously he wasn't very highly recruited, didn't have a lot of big-time offers. What do you think has been the difference there in how he's developed as a player as he was coming out of high school?
He got a big chip on his shoulder. I mean, this guy's taken an untraditional route to make it back to the ACC. I mean, he started off at Illinois State, worked his butt off, went to Arizona State, and it was only fair that he come back to NC State. You got to get 3 states in there, but he's good. He's he's a competitor. He's the guy that reminds me of the 2 guys that we had last year when you say go get a basket. DJ Horn can go get a basket. And I'm glad he's here. Starting to buy in defensively. You know, he was a mess when he first got here. He, you know, obviously didn't know. We recruited him, we talked about it, but he didn't know how hard he had to work. And now he's working extremely hard, and it's starting to pay off for him.
He's saying the toughest thing for him is getting 16 tickets for every home game.
Is 16?
Yeah.
Golly, I didn't know he had that many. That's on him. That ain't on me. I can't
He's
figure that
happy
out.
being home, obviously.
Yeah, some of you guys may have to give up some of your tickets for his family then.